Good morning, old school Texas Tech. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's week is off to a good start. I wanted to go ahead and do the recap for the game down in Austin on Black Friday. As most of you know, I always listen to the games on the radio, and then I come back and I read the statistics and go through the statistics in more detail, and then I come back and watch the full replay. The first statistic that I read was Barron more than 88 yards passing, three interceptions, and two and a half yards per pass. So I pretty much could have told you the outcome or the approximate outcome at that point just by reading that. You're not going to beat a team as good as Texas with 88 yards passing. So obviously he's really hurt. We all know that. I don't think we're going to find out the extent of his injury till after the bowl game. I hope for a little bit later bowl game, so maybe it can kind of help give him a chance to heal. But you know, it'll play out how it will play out, I suppose. Taj Brooks played really well. Again, 19 carries for 95 yards rushing. Coaching staff should have gotten him over 100 yards. I don't know who missed that. They could have easily done that. He deserved that. Could this very well could be his last game at Tech? I think it's very uncertain whether he plays in the bowl game or not. So that's just the way it is with modern college football, and with the playoff in place. You know, it's is he willing to risk his NFL career over a bowl game? I don't know. I saw him on the post game press conference, and he acted like he was going to play in the bowl game, but you know he's gonna have some people probably talking to him about that, maybe even the Tech coaches, because I think we all want him to go on and have a successful NFL career, even though we also want to win the bowl game. Receivers were terrible, but you know how much can you blame it on them when you've got a really beat up quarterback? Um, Aiken and Taj both had four catches. Xavier White had three. Nobody else had over two. I think our long reception for the game was only 15 yards. So not good, not good at all. Why didn't we use our tight ends more? Is a question I have in my notes. That both Mason Tharp and Baylor Cup only had one catch. That's ridiculous, especially when you have a running back who's running the ball pretty well against a tough Texas defensive front. Why weren't we doing play action to the tight end more? Um, it's really bad. I've heard that Baylor Cup has a year of eligibility, but is probably going to leave, and I don't know if I blame him with that kind of production. I think he's a good player, so I hope he changes his mind. So that my fourth takeaway is kind of just bundled together. Special teams and defense, which have played really well most of the season, in my opinion, were absolutely terrible. Special teams, I don't really know what their excuse is, but the defense was really beat up. So I do acknowledge that, but defense was just awful. I mean, they really were terrible. Never really came up with anything big, except for maybe the interception in the end zone. But other than that, I wasn't impressed. I thought it was easily the defense's worst game. But you know, let's acknowledge Texas is a really good team, and a lot of that was them. Um, yeah, anyway, offensive line was just awful. They've got to upgrade the offensive line going forward. I think we all agree on that. Kitley awful again. His play calling was uninspiring. I do not understand this stuff where obviously Texas is Texas is getting into the backfield most plays because our offensive line isn't playing well. So you throw like you throw like a screen for a 5 yard loss, and that was just going on the whole game. And I don't know. Again, I don't know how much all of that has to do with the injury. We're obviously playing with an injured quarterback. Um, we'll talk about it more. We'll do it. Jordan and I'll do like a season wrap up video, or regular season wrap up video, maybe depending on when the bowl game is. I know we're both doing some traveling over the holidays, so it'll probably depend on when the bowl game's scheduled. But I think we all know that Coach McGuire, as he evaluates the season, which was in my opinion, at least 2 games off of expectations. I thought we should have won 8 games this year. So I think anytime that happens, you're going to have to do some soul searching, and I think a lot of that soul searching is going to revolve around two coaches who have pretty deep connections to Tech. Offensive line coach Hamby. How much of it was him? How much of it is that we just don't have talented enough offensive linemen? And then how much of that is his fault for not contributing to bringing in better players? I know Tech uses a very unique recruiting system. So I don't know. That's going to be an evaluation that Coach McGuire is going to have to make, and I trust he'll make the right decision. Kidley also, I think we all know there's no way that they're not concerned about the way this season went on offense. I mean, we way underperformed even with a really bad offensive line, and a couple of those early losses when we just did not utilize Taj Brooks enough. I think all of that has to be evaluated in the offseason, but we'll see how it plays out. We also have signing day coming up, so it's going to be a difficult decision. I did want to add one thing that I did see that I thought was positive, and I where there really wasn't much to look at positively. This has happened to be about three of the losses, the 6 losses this year. When I listened to it on the radio, it seems like the team has kind of quit. But then when I watch it, the rerun on TV, um, I did not see the team really quit against Texas. I know some people are criticizing Baron Morton for not getting in front of the big guy who picked off one of his last interceptions. I mean, the guy's beat up. I'm sure he's got instructions from the coaching staff on what he's supposed to be doing and what his limitations are. So I just don't agree with that criticism, especially in a game that's already completely out of hand. I mean, what if he goes and tries to tackle, and I don't know what it was, like a linebacker or a defensive end, and he gets hurt and can't play in the bowl game? That doesn't make any sense to me. I really did not see the team quit. I think they were obviously disappointed, but they played. I feel like they played hard all the way through. To me, this really falls on once again some of the same suspects this year. It's our off. It really boils down to our offensive coaching staff and the fact that we just do not have an offensive line that's good enough to compete with a team like Texas. That's the sort of my final analysis on this game, and we'll move on. I'm also going to start doing some YouTube videos on some tech basketball, both men's and women's. And we will obviously we're going to do our best to try to cover the bowl game. Just depends on what the date is, as we're both doing some traveling. So I don't know. So we might have some videos coming out a little bit early and some videos coming out a little bit late on that. But we'll be keeping up with it, and look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Everybody have a good week. I will be doing a prediction for the preview and prediction for the Butler game, and I might even be doing something with the Lady Raiders this week as well. They're undefeated. They're doing a fantastic job. Both basketball teams are playing well, especially the Lady Raiders. Anyways, talk to you guys soon. Take care.